Begin your routine in a cross-legged seated position or sit on a chair. We're going to do spinal flexion and extension. Extension, lift the chest. Exhale and round your back so the pelvis curls down, low back rounds, middle, upper back rounds. Inhale, lift up through, rock on top of the sitting bones, lift the ribs. Then exhale, back, low back rounds, mid back rounds, upper back rounds. Inhale, lift up through the ribs, the chest, look up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift up. Open the chest. Exhale, round down. Inhale, lift up. Next we'll move to twist from the cross-legged seated position. Take your left hand onto the right knee. Turn back right. Inhale, lift through the spine. Exhale, reestablish the lift as you turn. And to the other side. Take your right hand across the left knee. Left hand behind. Inhale, lift up through the back, through the spine. Exhale, turn, maintaining length of spine. Come out of there. Now we'll move to side stretches. Right hand down by the right hip, left hand up. Turn back left, reach to the left waistline as you bend into the right elbow. Reach through each exhale, lengthening left ribs, left shoulder. Looking up, then come out of the first side, second side. Left hand down, reach your right arm up. Over the line of the ear with the right arm, your chest is turning. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, re-lengthen through that right side, reaching through, fitting the neck into it. One more time, reach through as you exhale, and then come out of there. And next we'll turn into a back bend, both hands behind the pelvis, a couple feet behind. Arch, lift the sternum, lift your low ribs, fit the neck in so you're not scrunched in the neck. Inhale, you lift. And then exhale and come forward, lean forward over the cross-legged position. Stretch your low back out. And then we'll come up from there and move to cat-cow. On your hands and knees, hands under the shoulders. Tuck the pelvis, round the low, middle, upper back, chin in. Inhale, lift the pelvis, drop the ribs, the chest, arch the neck. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, ripple through the back. Inhale, lengthen through, this is extension. Exhale, round like an upset cat through the whole back. Inhale, the belly hangs low like a cow. Exhale, tuck pelvis, ripple through the back, into the neck. Inhale, pelvis initiating, then mid-back. Exhale, tuck pelvis, round through. Inhale, arch through, then hook under with your toes. And raise up to down dog. Bend your knees liberally as you lift, then push through one heel of foot, then the other with both hips lifting in the down dog position, stretching your calves, your hamstrings, then onto your knees. Tuck the pelvis like you're going to do the cat, and then you lean forward. Your sacrum reaches back some, low ribs pull out, roll the shoulders back, lengthen the neck. This is cobra position. Ease into it with your low back, move your shoulders a little bit side to side like a snake might, and then up to the down dog, hook under with your toes, and maybe a little deeper opening in the shoulder joint this time through, broadening, and then down to the knees, to the tuck pelvis, and then lean forward to some version of cobra, lifting the sternum, hooding the neck like a cobra snake, dropping the shoulders, elbows hug in. Inhale, back, and then rest into prayer position. As you rest back, your buttock on the feet, your arms straight out. Just simply rest. Allow the beginning of this routine to now open your back. From there, we'll come up, and we're going to come into a standing forward bend. As you come up, spread your feet about leg distance apart. With your legs fairly straight, start to shift your hands on the ankles. Then widen your legs a little bit more and turn into the left upper back. Your right hand is down between the toes. Lift and turn the chest. Your right hip is back even though it's lower than the left hip. Turning into that left upper back. Your left hand on the sacrum. keep the neck long. And the second side, left hand down, right hand on the sacrum, turn into the right upper back, lengthen the back of the neck and the front of the neck as you turn. It's a hamstring stretch. You could bend the knees slightly as you turn. Find a steady breath. Inhale, come out of that side. Now from here, walk over and just lean over that left leg. Stretch your left hamstring, right low back, head towards the shin. And then the second side, walk over to the right ankle, lean your low ribs out there, stretch the right hamstring, stretch your left low back. Breathe slowly, steadily. From there, come back to midline, shift the pelvis, bend your knees a little now. From here, with your left foot turned 45 degrees out, wedge your left elbow into the knee, drop the chest some, lift both hips. The sense is lifting the pelvis as the chest lowers. And second side. Use your right elbow against the right knee. Left hand's down, midline. The pelvis tips up. It's a left inner thigh stretch as well as a right inner thigh stretch. And then from there come out. And we'll turn it into a little deeper stretch. This is called extended side angle. So bend that left knee towards 90 degrees. Your left hand could either lay on the quadricep or it could come down onto the ankle. Your right arm, you're reaching through. The right waistline, you're reaching through. Pelvis shifting back towards the back foot, towards the right foot. Ribs reaching out, reaching through that right side, and then coming out. Second side. Turn your right foot out, 90 degrees. Bend into that knee. Use your right forearm to push that front thigh open. Then likely down to the inner ankle. You could stay up. You're going to stretch through the left arm over the line of the ear. On the exhale, reach through the left waistline. Fit your neck in. Both shoulder blades back down the back. As you exhale, reach through the left waistline. The pelvis reaching towards the left as the left arm reaches out towards the right. And then come back and forward bend. Roll your shoulders some, loosen the hamstrings. Now turn both feet out 45 degrees. This is called horse stance, like straddling a big horse. Push off of the right thigh, twist to the left. Keep your spine straight in the center. Push off left thigh, twist right. Open that left thigh, stretch your left low back. Push off right thigh, twist left. Lengthen spine as you twist. At your own pace, back and forth a time or two more. This pose I gathered from Ichiro Suzuki, the baseball player. Feels good on the inner thighs and the low back. Twisting, stretching your low back, opening the inner thighs. Now from here we're going to do a low horse. You're going to wedge your elbows to the inner knee. The tendency is the back to round. Instead, as you can see, tip the pelvis back, flatten the mid-back. Your knees are being pushed open with the elbows or with the hands. Each exhale, try to lengthen through, chin in slightly. It's an inner thigh stretch. And from here, you could take your arms out. If that proves to be too difficult, just keep on to the inner ankles. And then finish, and we'll come down from there. From here, we're going to try a seated twist. Take your right foot straight out, and your left foot in. Twist can be done with the straight right leg, or bend the right knee and swing your right foot near the left hip, and then take the left foot across to the outside of the knee, right hand to the edge of left knee. Drop that left sitting bone. I'm showing the choice, possibility of keeping that right leg straight. You choose which one works best for you. Left sitting bone drops in either case. Low ribs lift. Roll back and look over the left shoulder. It's a left low back stretch, a left outer buttock stretch. Twists are very good. You could come from underneath so the right shoulder doesn't dip so far forward as you see here. Either one, the arm to the outside of the outer thigh or the hand loops underneath as you're showing here. Another breath, dropping left sitting bone, lifting and turning, and come out of there slowly. So now we're starting to hold the poses a little longer. Twist to the right. Your right foot comes up by the left knee. You could hold underneath the knee as you're seeing here with your left hand. the left knee could bend, and that left foot would be placed by the outer right hip. That's the classic twist. And so if your hip flexibility allows that, use that position. Lift as you exhale this chest. Your right sitting bone drops as you turn back right. Left shoulder stays back, neck stays long. You can see the length of the spine here. It's vertical as you turn. Now the arm could come across. Depends on the flexibility in the low back. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, that right sitting bone drops and turn back right, looking back over the shoulder. It's good for the low back. Come out, and we'll come onto our back and rest. Hold your knees, squeeze the knees. And release the knees as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze the knees. Stretching your low back. Inhale, release the knees. Then a little lower, halfway down the shin. Exhale, squeeze the knees. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze the shin. Let's get you a little lower in the back. Now, take your hands to the back of the head. Pull your head up by the knees, your elbows to the thighs, and release back down, stretching your neck. Pull your head up, stretching the back of the neck, and back down. Then take your feet down, hands down. The posture is called bridge. As the head comes back down, your pelvis lifts, your feet parallel to each other. They started close to the buttock. As you raise the pelvis, you could interweave your fingers. It's like a bridge raising. Your pelvis lifts up, and you reach the sacrum toward the line of the knees. You could also hold the ankles. That's an alternative hand position. In either case, the pelvis is reaching toward the line of the knees. As you exhale, try to then pull the ribs open, roll your shoulders under some, like a bridge. It's good for your low back, good to open the front side. And then raise the heels of the feet, come down slowly, and as you come down, then hold the knees and squeeze the knees again. Feel how good that feels on your low back. Release as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze in, stretch your low back muscles out. Now we're going to do a spinal twist on our back. It's very simple. Take your left foot on the right thigh straight down. Your right hand goes to the crossed over knee. The left knee crosses over. Your left hand straight back, showing a different angle. Your left shoulder is likely to be slightly off. The crossed over knee may or may not come down to the ground, likely not. You can see I'm emphasizing the lowering of the left hip to stretch your left low back out and the left outer hip as you push off the thigh with your right hand and turn back. Chiropractors use this position to adjust the low lumbar area. And then come out. It's a very good feeling. Then bring that left knee in, squeeze it, and we'll go to the second side. Your left leg's going to straighten down. Right foot onto the left thigh, right knee crosses. As it crosses, we shift to the outer left hip. The left hand comes across to the crossed over knee, your right hand straight back to the right. Roll the right hip down, so the stretch is through the right low back, and the left hand just helps to gauge that left knee down somewhat, but the right hip rolling down and then the ribs rotating back right gives you the nice stretch into the low back. One side's likely tighter than the other. You're still breathing slowly and deeply, making your stronger moves as you exhale. And then come out of the twist, bring both knees in, squeeze the knees, exhale. And then we're going to take that straight left leg. We are going to cross the left leg over to the right. Many of you would use a strap. Your right hand would hold the strap as that left leg crossed over. I'm showing holding the foot. But in either case, it's a hamstring stretch through the left leg. You're rolling your left hip back as you reach across with that crossed over leg, the left leg. Should be a nice hamstring stretch across your left outer thigh and hamstring. Rolling that left hip down as you exhale, reaching across, pushing through that crossed over leg. Underneath leg is quiet, and then bring that left knee in, squeeze it. second side. Straighten your left leg straight down, right leg up. You could have a strap around the foot, like I'm showing there. I don't have the strap, but that's how it would look. And then you cross the right leg over. As you cross the right leg over, roll the right hip down. You end up on the outer left hip, and then your right arm reaches back right. Mainly you'll feel it as a right hamstring stretch, as a right outer thigh stretch, as a right low back stretch. Be with the stretch as you exhale. You can see I'm rolling the hip down. And that's especially during each exhale, and then turning back right across to the right with your torso. Another breath, reach through. And bend that knee, bend the right knee, bring it in. Squeeze the knee in, lift your head. Squeeze both knees in, rock a little bit, knees out, knees in, knees out, knees in, and then we'll rock to a seated position. Prepare for the next grouping of poses. We're going to work on back bending a little bit. We did this at the very beginning. Take your hands a foot or so behind the pelvis, lift your ribs from the cross-legged seated position. You're lifting your chest, starting to roll back with the shoulders, arch your head back, but don't shorten the back of the neck as you're arching back. And then come out. And the next back bend is going to be camel pose. In camel pose, you're on your knees. The pelvis is reaching forward, the hip joints slightly open. Upper belly, low ribs should lift. Lift powerfully with the low ribs. Roll the shoulders back. Your hands are going to the inner hamstrings. Walking down. Fit the neck in again. Don't arch the back of the neck too much. Keep the front and the back of the neck long. As you lift the sternum, the key is to lift the low ribs. Keep length through the low back as much as you can. Roll the shoulders some. And then come out. That pose was called camel. As we come out, we'll rest back to prayer position. The camel and other back bends are challenging for the low back, and yet very necessary to get some movement there. Rest in prayer, and then come back to cat-cow. From the hands and knees, tuck the pelvis round. Inhale, lower the ribs. Exhale, round like a cat. Inhale, belly hangs like a cow's. Exhale, round, pelvis initiating the action. Inhale, low ribs settle, shoulder blades. Exhale, tuck and round, chin in. Inhale, the opposite action. And then from here, dog. So it's a broader swath of the cat-cow. Open the shoulders, and now you're looser than you started in the dog. Knees could bend a lot. Then down to the knees. Now move through towards the cobra. Again, we started with this early on. Now try to roll the shoulders back. Pull out with your upper belly, low ribs. Neck should be like a cobra's neck, long. Allow your low back to get into this position. Back and forth. Up to down dog. Lift up. Try to widen that top shoulder blade area. Open the chest as you lift low belly. Knees could bend liberally. Gain the high lift as you can see. Like a dog or a cat stretching its front legs out. Down onto your knees. Tuck the pelvis and then lean forward. And in a snake-like manner, you'll come up through like a cobra. Hooding up, lifting your chest. Opening the chest. Back up to dog. Inhale. Open that shoulder area. Down to the knees. Through to cobra. Inhale. Up to cobra. Exhale. Back to dog. Find your own breathing now. From dog, knees down, and then through to cobra. Rear up like a cobra snake. Inhale. Up to dog. Open the shoulders in down dog. Knees could bend. Down onto the knees. Through to cobra. Loosening your low back, opening your chest, and then come back and rest in prayer position. Feel the impact through your body. It's nice to feel the energy surging through the body after the movement. And now from here, we're going to wind the routine down with some forward bends. Your knees could bend liberally. With your knees bent liberally, lift the chest and start to stretch your hamstrings from this position. You start to unbend the knees a little bit, but the key is that your low back is long. You can see in the video my low back is long. We don't want to round the back much at all as we open the hamstrings. Now a strap could be used if the hamstrings are tight, and many of you would want to use the strap. Breath by breath, you're reaching through. Here's what it would look like with the strap. And the legs could get a little bit straighter then. We don't want to round the back in the forward bends. So as you exhale, reach out through, holding the tops of the toes or the strap. And then we'll come out of the forward bend. Come onto your back. Hold the knees, squeeze, and just feels so good to rest on your back after the movement. From here we truly are going to rest. Bring the soles of the feet together, a foot or so down from the pelvis, and you could take your arms up and hold one hand to the opposite elbow. It's an inner thigh stretch. Your low back is slightly off the ground. You're allowing the breath to move through you, allowing the inner thighs to open, breathing, enjoying resting on your back. Your hands could then come down. A few more breaths. This is a nice place to practice breathing sideways with the ribs. And then from there, take your legs in and we'll rest in corpse pose to finish this beginning routine. As you rest in corpse pose, to prepare the body to rest more deeply, we're going to contract your wrists, hands, legs, belly, neck, contract everything, and release back, rest back. Release into the floor. And we're going to do it one more time. Contract your arms, your legs, your belly, your neck, everything scrunches in, squeeze, animated corpse, and then relax back. And now we're going to completely rest back into corpse position. As you rest back, let your shoulders walk under a little bit. Lengthen the neck, chin in slightly. The hips open a little bit. The palms are face up to the sides of the thighs. Then rest deeply back like a corpse resting on the floor. Your legs heavy back. Your buttock heavy back. Shoulders heavy back. Chest, organs of digestion, elimination, heavy back. Everything heavy back. Shoulders rest back. Head rest back. Facial muscles rest back. Everything resting back like a big granite rock resting onto the ground. And you can feel energy within the body. Now try to make it an even distribution of energy through the body. All parts of the body equally heavy back. Both legs, both arms, the chest, organs of digestion, elimination, head, facial muscles, whole body heavy back, relaxing like a big boulder spreading out, and feel the energy within the body like you are a rock resting back, and feel within that the peacefulness. It's a meditation to rest on your back. Feel peace within, tranquility within. And then start to bring a little heavier breathing into your body. Start to move a little bit. And as you wish, come up from there. Both knees had come in. And this is how we'll finish the routine. Rocking the knees and then coming up. You could stay here much longer. Namaste. May this routine serve you.